That should work. Needs to be... Oh, right. That's a thing? Less than? I less than. Okay. What that machine going to do? Only move the cup? Nope. So it's going to move the cup to each spot, and then what we have is... Can I give you a higher level? Absolutely. Let me get both your questions going at the same time. Run. Oh. Okay. So maybe the code's not the best start. Ta-da! So here we go. Here's the model we were designing. There's a few things missing. Obviously I don't have a belt. I didn't feel like modeling it in. But what you guys don't see is, so things we need to add. We have a little bracket that I've designed, and it's going to have the stepper motor on it. So a little difficult to see. Frame. Sure. So there's going to be a little stepper motor that goes in behind the carriage. That's how we're going to home the carriage. So that brings the carriage all the way back. And then the carriage is going to move to each drink spot, and it will get whatever liquor you need. So you'll enter whatever recipe, you'll select a recipe from the Arduino. You'll say, perfect, this is the one I want. You hit select. You put a cup on the carriage, and it'll start moving to the liquor spots that it needs to go to. And then at each liquor spot, and this is the question you asked Yaniv, the machine's also going to dispense it. So right now I have a whole bunch of these silly tripod ones, and I need to modify them so that a servo will simply pull up on the dispenser, and it'll actually actuate the liquor into the cup. This is one of the few parts we still need to order. We need to order the servo. We need to also get the laser cut. We already have the part designed. We just need to get the laser to cut this part. Actually cut 8 of them, because there needs to be one for each drink. But this is what I mean, like, so it'll go to each spot, and then it'll actuate, dispense the liquid, and then it'll move on to the next drink and get the next liquor. These are the things I'm showing on the screen because I don't have them built. But now for the rest of it, so each liquor spot will have liquor. And then from there, the carriage will move. So if I switch over to the other one, what did we load in? What was the change? Oh, we were going to try run. That's right. Well, that was anticlimactic. So apparently run doesn't work, Yocto. Into a non-smoking cup, yes. But yes, it's not as fun. I've already had that conversation. while I wait for it to upload, there's not much to the code right now. We set some accelerations. We set things like, I want these buttons to be outputs, these ones are inputs, sort of things. A bunch of gibberish. And then we have our loop, which isn't doing much except it has a menu system sort of structure. And what it does is it cycles between the menu saying first drink, second drink, third drink, fourth drink, fifth drink, sixth drink, and it has a reset just so I can actually home the tray. Autocorrect it to non-smoking. I don't know what you were trying to say before. Anyways, so based on whichever menu you're in and you press the select button, it'll select a certain case. In this case, if it goes to the first drink location, the destination or the number of steps I need to go is 1100. If we're going all the way to the sixth drink, I just realized you can't see the code. If we're going all the way to the sixth drink, the step count is 12,000 basically, and the first drink, the step count is 1100, and this is all compared to 0, which has actually been written on the board. And then it does nothing but use the steppers library to try and move, and that's a lot of credit goes to Yocto there for the feedback loop. How do I know exactly where the location of the train is? So, right off the start, I home it, and I home it manually. That's what I've been doing right now, and I've already homed it. It's in its back position. And we give it a, right here, location equals 0. That's the first thing it does. Eventually, I want to write this so that when the limit switch gets pressed, our location is 0. But for now, I do it manually, and I home it myself. We then go through all the menu structure, and then once we figure out which drink we want to go to, we press select, and upon entering, or when the enter button is pushed, we go to, depending on which drink. So if we go to destination for the drink one, we have this. Oops. We send that to the motor, it does the run. We then say our location is based on our destination. Our new location is the destination we were just trying to get to. And that's how it remembers where it is. C8. Now, you could argue that over repeated use, we might miss steps, and we're gonna lose a little bit of resolution every once in a while, and we're not gonna get the step counts to work all the time. Eventually, at some point, we're going to creep and we're not going to be in line anymore. But that's okay, because at most you're going to have what, 8 drink spots in your cup, and I'm going to home in between each new cup. So when it does that, really, I don't think I can lose that many steps. I'm not taking in the error. Right here, this is the only, there is no delta. Like, motor run, sorry, move to figures all that stuff out. It's the one that figures out, and it's part of the stepper library, but it's the one that figures out that 0 is the initiating start, and how do we get to the destination. Unpleasantly surprised in the future. Why? The physical objects, so you have to take that into account. I'm not too worried about it. Like, so scenarios where we're not really accounting for things are someone is so drunk that they fall onto the table and stop the carriage from moving while it's supposed to be working. I'm fine with that. Someone just made a fool of themselves, and we're gonna spill a bit of liquor, but it's not that much, maybe a shot, and you're just gonna turn off the power to the machine, turn the machine's power back on. It's automatically gonna home itself, and then we're good again. Again, how fast could it actually figure out? It's using it's a stepper motor, so it's not going to lose its count. Yeah, and most drinks are only going to consist of about 3 things. So in the time it takes a drink to get 3 things and then move back to the home position, it's okay if I lose like 5 steps, 10 steps. The cup itself, the dimension of the cup is probably around like 1,000 steps. So I'm not too worried about it. And if it's an issue, then I address it when it's an issue. Although, now that I think about it a little bit more, there's no correlation between location and stepper move. But I'm guessing that there's a library for that somewhere. Alright, Yakto, thanks for all your help, man. Have a good night. I don't know if you're still here, C8, but here's a list of a whole bunch of the functions that the Excel stepper has. And so when I get my limit switch in, I'll be using this, set current position. And so when I have the limit switch gets toggled, it'll run the set current position, and then we'll be able to go back to 0, and then I won't care about getting out of position too far down the road. It also looks like it has a current position function. So far all we're using is set max speed, set acceleration, run to position, and straight up run, this one. Anyways, it's